Ricky, put the book down and go get a haircut.
Hang on. First off, I do need a haircut. Thank you for bringing that up. But no, I'm excited because you've seen me read this book before. Les, I'm curious. Did you get a copy of this?
Yeah. I got a
Yeah,
copy.
but does your
I got
copy
two
have
copies. I got two
signatures?
copies of it.
Yeah, but I've got two autographs by the authors of this book, which you don't
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Jason,
yeah,
did you get a copy too? You were in the
I
last
did get a
foursome.
copy of the book.
Awesome. Was yours signed?
I do not believe so.
Well, you would know if it was signed because it automatically makes the book worth twice as much.
I
So
think Jason and I need a raise.
you need a raise. Yeah, the next time we send you a book, I'll make sure it's autographed. So you might remember the last time we talked about the social golf course. We had Zeb Welborn, who was one of the two authors of that, and I said, it was good, but I wanted it to be great, and he made it great, but it wasn't the same without the other author, John Hakim, and I had the chance to meet these guys, and that's why I got the autograph, I think, was because I got the chance to meet him in person a couple of months ago. But I decided to reschedule. I don't know if you reschedule or if it's a new schedule. I don't know. Regardless, we've now got both authors of the social golf course with us. So versus me talking about Zeb, you've already kind of met him. We've got John Hakim, who has a totally separate business on the side that we're going to talk a little bit about. Guys, welcome to the Friday Foursome, and Zeb, go ahead and reintroduce yourself.
All right, well, thanks again for having me on. It's fantastic. And yeah, I'm the owner of 19th Hole Media, where we do social media for golf courses. And that's Johnny and I, really happy to get together on the book. And Johnny, why don't you go ahead and talk about greenskeeper.org?
Well, John Hakim, most people know me as Johnny GK. I've had a golf social network up for 10 years, even before Facebook and MySpace. I guess I was a little ahead of the curve. We have over 65,000 members, and we have a mobile app launching really soon. So there it is right there, the icon, so I wear the t-shirt. And that's going to come in late July, and it's going to be a totally different type of platform. But Zeb and I teamed up to write this book, The Social Golf Course. And it's kind of a crusade of ours to help educate the golf course industry. I've been trying to educate the golf course industry for over 10 years. When I first launched Greenskeeper, you can only imagine what the golf course industry thought of their online presence, right? So it was just something that just came together really, really cool. But anyway, I'm John Hakim. You can join my website, greenskeeper.org. You'll be able to join my app in about a month. And when you join it, you'll get a welcome letter from me. You can reach me in a lot of other different ways, but I prefer to be reached right on Greenskeeper. And it's just really cool to be on this show, Ricky. It's really neat that you do this.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, it's fun because we're going to talk about the book, but we're also going to talk about the other things that you guys do, whether it be social media or running greenskeeper.org. And I know Jason's wearing the hat. I don't think he wears the hat as much as he should, but it's not related to greenskeeper.org. But the Friday Foursome is, and as always, is sponsored by the Back Nine Network, who had some big news this week. You know, we should do a special edition and get somebody from the Back Nine to talk about their news. They're going to be basically going on TV now, so they're going to have literally their own network. So that's going to be fun. But Jason, thanks for participating. What shirt are you wearing? I feel like you wear that shirt all the time too. Isn't that?
Hey, it's Friday. You know, I've got to sport the back nine with the Friday Foursome and got the hat going.
That's awesome. Well, I know that you had a question about greenskeeper.org.
I did. So whenever I was doing my homework on the social media stuff and I saw your name affiliated with Greenskeeper, I thought it seemed important enough for you to explain what greenskeeper.org was and what your affiliation was with it.
And that's okay. You know, it's a social network platform. It's more of an online community, actually. Its main goal is to help people decide where they want to play. Its registered trademark is Know Before You Go. It's evolved over time. When I first launched it, I knew it wasn't going to be complete. I just got a lot of feedback from golfers on how to really create it correctly, introduce things like the score tracker and some other components. But you know, the main thing is it's avid golfers coming together, filling each other in on, you know, where to check out, where to play. We have some outings. We do other types of community things. We have forums on there. It's free to join. It's always been free to join. And free is a weird weird word nowadays. Everybody expects everything for free. But when I first launched Greenskeeper, people were like, "What do you mean you're not charging?" It was like a weird thing. So, I mean, when I launched it, we were still in the dial-up days. I mean, I couldn't wait for DSL. I was really pumped about it. So, you know, anyway, so I've been in this now for quite a while. But anyway, greenskeeper.org is pretty much the main focus there. It helps people decide where to play. It gives maintenance alerts which most of the golf courses, well, they used to be, in particular, not too crazy about. Actually, there was something out there letting people know when they're aerating the greens. Anyway, it's just really meant there to bring value to golfers.
I have to ask, do you use the hashtag no before you go? Because if you don't, you should. I love that.
I don't. I
that.
should. It's a registered trademark as it relates to golf, and I know that there's a really popular surfer site out here, Surfline, that's been ripping me off for a long time. Actually, I don't have any claim to them using the trademark, but they've been using "No Before You Go" forever. But I used it first, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I really like Les's first question, and I'm just going to step back and let him go, and if he gets yelled at for asking this, then I have nothing to do with that. So Les, I do like this question, by the way.
Yeah, put it on me, would you? Well, I just wondered why, John, you weren't more involved in the golf community on Google+.
That's just something that I only have so much time, and it's a weak-ass excuse, but I only have so much time. And when you're actually running a platform and you've got to deal with so much, and then, so I jumped into Facebook, Twitter, and I love Instagram, but yeah, I need to get my butt going with Google Plus too. So
now,
thanks.
I'm gonna relieve you a little bit of that, because Zeb isn't that active either. He is more active, but not quite as active. So Zeb, what is your excuse?
I would say I don't really have one either. I try to be as active as possible in different things. I don't want to bombard people, I guess, with my social media efforts, and so I try to.
You've got all those books to read. You've got all those books behind you, so you probably just spend all your time reading.
Oh yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I do.
Just
read.
so you know, just so you know, if I get involved in a community and there's no dialogue on it for a month, I get off of it. I don't like it.
Well, Les, there's definitely dialogue in the golf community. My goodness, there's only about 35 posts per day. So I'm going to inspire both of you, and let's start it with Zeb. Zeb, you be the leader to get John to start posting in the community. How about that?
Of course, yeah.
Now
moving forward, we will for sure.
So this is your second Friday Foursome. Are you sick of this yet? I mean, my goodness, I don't know, unless you have another book coming out, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. I think this will be your last chance. So you've got to go out in a blaze of glory here. Are you getting sick of the Friday Foursome?
No, not at all.
Had anybody on twice?
No. You would think I would, but I don't. I haven't. But
Ricky, does that mean I get a mulligan too for the Friday
yes,
Foursome?
because you can go on as Greenskeeper.org. How does that sound?
Wait, what was it?
Now, Zeb, that might be a good excuse for your media company. I might have figured out a way to trick myself into allowing you to be on a third time. We'll see.
All right, there you go.
So I'm not going to steal Jason's question, but I'm gonna tee it up. See what I did there? Talk about the reviews, Jason. I'm curious to ask Jason the question that leads to the question he has for John. Do you read reviews, Jason? And if so, do you base your decision on to play a golf course off of those reviews?
So I do read reviews, and in the business that I'm in, reviews correlate a lot back to products. So ratings and reviews are very important in e-commerce, and I am assuming that they are very important to golf courses. But I'm curious to hear from you guys. How do ratings and reviews impact whether a golf course gets played, or cost, or basically just how does the whole ratings and review system impact on the golf business as a whole?
The golf business as a whole, definitely, I mean, we have a product review section on Greenskeeper. The platform has been a review platform for the last 10 years, so that right there tells you how impactful it is. But, when you have reviews, it's really important to cultivate the right community, the right authenticity on your platform to generate those reviews so they're actually taken serious and that they're accurate. And that's one of the biggest challenges of having a platform regarding reviews. You can see all the issues Yelp's having, right? I mean, if you don't have like a community foundation to create those reviews, you're not going to have any real authenticity to them. So that's where you need the engagement and the interaction. And yeah, I mean, they definitely have a big impact on golf courses. And I'm sure they have a big impact on golf products.
It also has a big impact on SEO too. Those are great, Google juice, if you will, any type of ratings and reviews. Google really reads those and adds a lot of weight to those as well. So.
Yeah, that is so true, Jason. I mean, because on the homepage of Greenskeeper, I always put the first fresh review up there. And Google loves that. And it's not always reviews. I mean, right now I'm looking at the latest post on Greenskeeper, and it's about El Diablo Golf and Country Club closing its doors in Florida, Citrus, Florida, and a GKer, which is somebody that we call on the platform that's really active, made that post. So.
GKer, I like that. That should be a hashtag too. Hashtag GKer.
I should do that.
Now, Les, are you on Greenskeeper? I'm not, and I feel horrible about that. And I'm gonna.
No, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go immediately after this
Yeah, me
session
too.
and join. Yeah, of course.
Are you guys all out in Arizona?
No.
Just me.
Okay. All
I've
right.
actually, and this is a trivia question for when this is famous and there are millions of people watching the Friday Foursome for someone to ask. How many times has Jason, Ricky, and Les met? And the answer to that is 0.
Mm.
And Jason made an excuse not to come to the Oven 14. Hashtag the Oven 14. So I'm not gonna get a chance to meet him. Les is apparently afraid of sweating, so he doesn't want to come because it's gonna be too hot. So I like it that we haven't met. But
Well, where are you guys from? I mean,
So I'm in the Dallas area.
okay.
And I'm in Big Stone Gap, Virginia.
Okay, I'm not in Virginia yet. The site is in Dallas. It's not very active in Dallas because you got to cultivate a community before you're going to see that type of engagement, interaction. I'd like to have it be more active in Dallas. There's got a lot of great golf out there, and I know you got a lot of great golf in Virginia, and I can't wait to expand it out to there. But it's pretty popular in Arizona. We get a lot of good activity where Ricky is, and it's super popular in Southern California. So
yeah, we have a couple of golf courses out here. Just a couple.
it's just a couple.
So, Les, kick it back to the book. Let's talk about the book a little bit.
Right. Speaking of reviews, if you look at the back of your book, Amazon, flip it over on the other side there, Ricky. Most of the reviews from Amazon are asking about what I'm going to ask about, and it's when are you going to adapt your book to other businesses? The reason I say that is I handed this to a music store the other day and said, hey, read this, and this is how to get involved in social media. And they said, we don't care anything or know how to play golf. I said, it's not about golf, it's about social media.
Well, thanks for doing that, Les. I really appreciate that. That's a good question. When we first wrote the book, because I had an idea to do it in those different directions too. I don't know. I really don't know the path of the future and what that holds, but I know it's applicable to other industries that are similar to golf courses. Music is a good example, and you could write it on literally. I actually got an idea for another book, which is on just small businesses in general that don't have that clearly identified target market, like golfers, for example.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and so I think I have an idea for that, but that's years down the road. What are your thoughts on that, Johnny?
Well, I mean, we have a couple reviews right on the Amazon page for the book of like, hey, I read this book and I can totally see it applying to other aspects of business. I mean, it really is the same. It's just a different type of niche. I mean, with golf, you're cultivating those advocates of your core customer, and so once you identify your core customer and you apply a lot of the same, as we call them, social golf practices to whatever it is, what your business model is, and that's a lot of gratitude, a lot of engagement, and some of the other principles in the books. It really applies across the board. Everybody needs to realize that we're in a word-of-mouth economy now. And I mean, that's really where marketing's unfolding, and so they need to create those types of supporters of their products, and the only way to do that is through just rolling up their sleeves in that one-on-one engagement and making them feel special. And I know it takes time, but when I think about the aeration alerts, what I do on Greenskeeper is you post 1 or 2, it's like, oh, no big deal. But once you get like 100 or 200 up there, well, the cumulative effect of that is really massive. And that's the same way with social, is a cumulative effect over time of all those engagements that you've done and those special types of connections that you made is going to come back and give you more lifetime value from a marketing standpoint and really help your business.
So, Zeb, I'm curious, where do I buy the book? I mean, I've got a copy. Let's pretend that I didn't have an autographed copy. Nudge, nudge, Les. By both authors.
Yeah. Go to Amazon.com and just type in the word The Social Golf Course, and our book comes right up. It is for sale in there, and you can always contact me or Johnny, and we'd be happy to get you a book out as well. But the easiest way is definitely just to go to Amazon.com and search for The Social Golf Course.
Okay, now let's say that hang on. I'm not done yet. I'm not, Jason, calm down. I'm not done yet. Let's say I want to read it on my iPad. Is there a digital copy of the book as well?
Yeah. It's on ebook. It's there. So you can download it. It's through Kindle, so Amazon Kindle. But you can download Kindle on any tablet, any smartphone, any computer, and then you can read the book through that. Yep. So definitely, and there are times where we offer special offers for the book in the digital version. So if you check on that, both of those are available through Amazon, though. So hold
on, Jason. I got one more question because that was a really good answer. Is the digital copy? Good point. It's actually their show because they're the guest of honor. But is the digital copy cheaper than the hard copy?
Yes, right now it is. So the digital copy is $9.99, and then the book itself is $17.99. But actually, Amazon does, like, they do their own discounts to try and stir up sales and stuff, and so they put discounts on there from time to time, and then they give us a certain criteria for setting discounts too, and so there's times where we can offer discounts as well. So maybe if you guys are interested, we could set up one especially for the Google Plus golf community, so we can market that way too.
I like that. Nice. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, Jason, sorry, I've only asked 17.
I forgot my question.
Your turn.
So since we're talking about the social golf course and everything, what would you say is the single most important takeaway for those that want to read it?
Zeb, you want to take that one?
Well, I'll say the biggest takeaway is that our world is becoming much more social. And when I say social, like Johnny and I actually gave a presentation on Monday to the Professional Golfers Career College down in Temecula, and when we were talking about it, is their vision, or one of the guys in there was talking about, my vision of somebody who interacts on social media is that they sit behind their computer all day and that's all they do. Whereas in my vision of somebody who is active on social media is they're just like, they're very social people. They like interacting with others and like engaging with others, whether it's on the computer or whether it's in person. And so I think what the golf course and what business needs to understand in general is that our economy is shifting to be a much more social economy, and what that means is it means that it's localizing our results. So like if you're trying to look for something, it's very important for small businesses to take the helm and promote their own business and not rely on larger organizations. And then it's also good just to be and act as, like Johnny mentioned earlier, those one-on-one relationships and really develop and cultivate those to build a better business, because that's what enhances word of mouth, and that's what gets more people out playing your golf course or doing business with you.
So I'm not going to interrupt and totally change the subject, but there is apparently a concern with getting the ability to play the Friday Foursome from the event, and Scott Kingsbury just had an issue, and he said something about there was no link, no information on how to find the show, nothing but a note saying that the show was starting. Well, the link has been shared multiple places, including Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and it's showing live in the Google Plus golf community. Then he proceeded to say, epic fail, no post, no play, nothing, goodbye, what a waste of time and energy. Scott, I am sorry that you're unable to find the multitude of people that both shared the link to the Friday Foursome, and I apologize for wasting your time and your energy, but I don't think others are having that problem because we have quite a list of people watching live. So I apologize for your inability to find the play button, and I will be following up with you with an email whenever this Friday Foursome is finished. So
okay,
sorry to interrupt.
He just reached out to me last night too. So interesting.
Scott Kingsbury is known as Father Cheese. His name is Cheeseburger on Greenskeeper.org. You got your hands full now, Ricky. That's for sure.
Great. Don't autograph his book if you send him a copy of his book. Because that would be a waste of your time and your energy.
That's fine.
Okay, sorry. Les, I interrupted.
Is it my turn again?
Yes.
My question has to do with podcasts. And I guess, are podcasts becoming outdated?
Well, since I have my own podcast, here's what I think. I think it's becoming more and more saturated, oversaturated, I guess is the word. Is before, maybe a year or two ago, there's just a handful of people that were doing podcasts, and now it seems like there's much more people jumping on the podcast wagon. But I actually think that podcasts are going to see an explosion here in the next couple of years, because they're making it available for cars. and they're going to have it so that it's already ingrained in automobiles. And I think that's probably the biggest opportunity where people would be actually listening to podcasts is in their cars during their commutes.
Right, absolutely.
So it's a big explosion coming in the very near future, but it is becoming oversaturated. There are a lot of people doing podcasting, but there's so much you can learn from it, and there's so many ways you can connect with other people. I think it's a good thing to do. So I would advise anyone who is interested in doing a podcast, thinking about doing one, to actually do one. Johnny and I. And by the way, sorry.
No, I mean, so you're saying that eventually the podcast mechanism will be part of the radio in your car instead of having to have your iPhone?
Yeah, and I actually think it is already. I think it started. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's already available in some of the newer models of cars out there where you can actually just download podcasts.
I listen to a laundry list of podcasts, and I use it on my phone because it's it's easy, and I've always got my earbuds in, so it's easier for me. And ironically, I drive a smart car, and my car doesn't do that. You would think that out of all the cars I know, so it should be the not smart car.
Yeah, when you show up for the Oven 14, make sure that you don't get Ricky to pick you up at the golf course. The airport, if you've got, especially if you've got a golf bag with a suitcase.
They wouldn't even fit on the top. The car is so small. It's like I kind of like a golf cart, really.
Yeah.
I think it's a roller skate with pedals, isn't it?
Last year finished. You're done for now. Okay, let's say I'm a golf course operator, and I say, oh, I don't have time for social media. And an elevator pitch, Zeb, tell me I'm wrong, and tell me why I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
All right, well, good answer. Let's see if Johnny can put a little bit more emphasis behind that and some meaning into that response.
I would say, I guess you don't care about your customers, because it's exactly what you're doing with social. Is you're engaging with your core customer, and it's an extension of customer service. So if you just don't think it's important, then that's your take on social. Now that would be my quick answer. I'm sure that would arouse some sort of response, which then I would counter it. But there's a lot of different things you could say to that. But yeah, I mean,
it inspired more response than no. Jason, we're at our floor. I've got to go. I've got the book. We're running out of time. I feel like we could do this for like an hour. I want to make sure that we get all the questions answered, and my favorite parts of the last few minutes.
I feel like Ricky treated me like Les and stole my last question. So
nope, ask it.
At this point, I'm just going to say let's do the back nine.
Hold on. That your question is a good question, though. That's a good question. Ask yours. It's different than mine.
I guess it's a little different. So, all right. So, golf courses in general are typically slow to make changes. How do you kind of get around, the response? We've always done it this way. And I guess social media is probably part of that. But they're very traditional and very not able to move quickly on changes. So, how do you guys kind of get around that?
Well, I mean, just to go. Is that me? You?
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
All right, I'll be quick. I mean, they totally missed the e-commerce boom altogether. So you just point out to them the big trouble they put themselves in by just missing the e-commerce boom, and you're trying to point out to them the history of innovation and how it's that important. And then you just got to kind of like give real examples of how it's applying directly to their business model, because if you theorize too much, they're not going to get that. And I could probably spend about an hour telling you right now about that. Because it's basically what I did over the last 10 years, was try to tell golfers how a golf course is how important their online presence was. So Zeb, what's your answer?
Well, yeah, I mean, talking with different general managers and golf course operators is that I do get this, that you can tell right away whether somebody understands social media or not. Most golf course owners and operators, they know that they need to be doing social media, so it's not really much of a sell in that sense, but you can tell that a lot of them don't understand it. So really it just comes down to education, and like Johnny said, giving those prime examples, those case studies or examples of exactly how golf courses have used social media, why it's important, and then it never happens on the first conversation that I have, but usually after about 3 or 4 conversations, or if they've been following the stuff that I've been doing on my social media channels, is you start to see some understanding, and then it makes a lot more sense for them. But you do got to kind of show exactly what it is that they should be doing on social, so they'll get an idea of what to do.
Good answer.
And that's what we try to do with the book too. We just want to give some examples on golf courses that we're doing social media well, or have some cool ideas that we could then share with golf course owners so they can use it themselves.
So the book, is there another one coming, and if so, when, and what is the topic of that book? You heard it here first, kind of thing.
I mean, I think we should do a second edition. I think we should do an edition every year because social is just evolving so quickly. So that's kind of my feelings about it. I don't think it would come the beginning of the year, but Zeb and I are tossing that around. You know, we just got to see how the whole landscape evolves before deciding to jump back into it. And you know, the next book would involve a lot more probably golf course examples that. We already have a lot of examples of golfers and golf courses, but I think we probably put even more in there. But no, I don't have a timeline yet for that. Zeb, any thoughts?
Well, yeah, if that's the case, I mean, we're throwing that idea around. We created a website for the book. It's called socialgolfcourse.com. So you could go to socialgolfcourse.com, and actually the whole concept behind it was we wanted to start a discussion based off of each chapter that we've written in the book. And so based off of those discussions, I think it would give us a good starting point where if there was information that more golfers or golf course owners or even golfers wanted to learn about, or people in business, that they could go there, answer those questions, and then that would give us a good framework where things that we should add into a second edition if we did decide to do that. Me personally, I have an idea for another book which is completely off the topic of golf courses, but it's about...
It's a romance novel, isn't it?
No. It's about choosing the career you love. It's about doing something in your career that you really enjoy, which is what I've been doing with the Social Golf Course and helping golf courses use social media. And I think that would have a lot of value for a lot of people looking for a job or thinking about changing careers. And that's based off of the podcast that I do, which, by the way, I've interviewed Johnny on a couple of times, and we have 2 podcasts that actually go through and talk about the Social Golf Course. So if you have listeners that are interested in podcasts, I think it's episode 68 and episode 72, where we cover every chapter in the book. We talk about it. So if you're interested in listening instead of reading, you can listen to those podcasts on the Defining Success podcast.
I'm not going to invite myself, but if you ever wanted to have me on as a guest, I would love that. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of me inviting myself, but
He said, I'm not going to invite myself. No, I would love to have him on, Ricky. I would love to.
Well, I wasn't thinking Les was going to speak up and say anything because he's mad at me right now, and Jason sure wasn't going to say anything. So if nobody else is going to nominate me, I might as well nominate myself. I'll tee myself up. See, I keep saying that. I love that little teeing up. So Les, I don't understand your last question and what that has anything to do with both the book or Greenskeeper.org, but go ahead.
Well, I'm just curious. I noticed and read on someplace in the material that John went to the University of Colorado. And my last question is 2 parts. Do you play golf? And number 2, when you were in the area, did you have a chance to play Cherry Hills?
I was playing golf, but I did not play Cherry Hills. And go Buffs! You know, I'm a big Buff fan, and we're going to have a really good basketball team this year. So look out, Arizona. You know, don't get me on the subject of the Buffs. The football team will suck again. I will tell you that. But anyway, yeah. No, I did not play Cherry Hills, and I didn't really play a whole lot of golf then either. I mean, I played just putzing around. I was just too big into the whole Boulder scene and stuff like that.
So you never got to play Cherry Hills, huh?
Around, putzing around.
That's too bad.
There's some good breweries in that area too.
I gotta ask before we change subjects and go into the back 9. Tiger Woods. Come on, Ricky.
Like you know that's gonna be a topic. It's actually it is a topic in the back 9. It's a differently worded. What was the question? Why are you asking me about Tiger?
There wasn't a question. I was just curious what your thoughts were about his return.
Well, he's
+3. That's his dogs.
+5. He's made some bogeys. Let's focus on our guests, please, Jason.
He's made some birdies since you've looked at it.
Yes, and he just made a bogey, so it was a momentum killer. Let's get to the back 9. Guys, I know Zeb's been through the back 9. It's going to be a little bit different because since there's 2 of you, I want each one of you to answer each question. So you decide who goes first, and it might be fun if you switch it up a little bit, but just have some fun with this. 9 rapid-fire questions. Are you guys ready?
Well, okay, let's coordinate this. Johnny, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Wait a minute. So we're shooting questions at them, or they're shooting questions at
No,
us?
I have 9 questions that you guys have to answer. Typically, there's only one guest, so you just answer the 9 questions as fast as I ask them. And then today, there's 2 guests, so you both have to answer each question individually.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, here we go. Who came up with the name of the book? Because I know the answer might be
Okay,
different.
quick question. While I was driving to Arizona, we were texting each other about what the name of the book we wanted to do, and it was pretty much, it was really a mutual decision.
And Zeb, can you verify?
It was Johnny.
Whose hand is on the cover of the book?
I'll let Zeb answer that.
That's my sister. It's Lacey.
Okay. Hey, what's your favorite golf course?
Wolf Creek, Mesquite, Nevada.
Ooh, is it as good as I think that it is?
It is.
Awesome. Okay. Zeb?
Arroyo Trabuco.
What? Where is that?
Arroyo Trabuco. It's in South Orange County.
Say that 5 times real fast and or spell it. Tiger is back. Too soon?
No.
No.
By the way, Zeb, tell your sister she has nice hands. What is your handicap?
Are you hitting on my sister, Ricky?
Just her hand. I mean, that's a good-looking hand. I mean, she holds the fucking 10 volts. What is your handicap?
I don't keep score.
Ooh, I like
Good
that
answer.
answer.
And I'm in the mid-80s, but I don't have a handicap either.
What is your favorite social network?
Greenskeeper.org.
Also, good answer.
I don't want to get in trouble, so I'll say greenskeeper.org.
Favorite PGA Tour major?
Masters.
I agree.
Okay, you're not allowed to disagree with everything that Johnny says here. So this is the last 2 are what's next for Zeb and what's next for John. But I'm going to have each other answer that. So, John, what's next for Zeb Welborn?
Yeah.
More social golf course speaking engagements and us just cruising around, pounding pavement, and educating golf courses.
And Zeb, what's next for John Hakim?
Well, John Hakim is creating a new application for the mobile phone for his greenskeeper.org, which is going to be a pretty phenomenal success. I think it's going to blow up. It's kind of like an Instagram for golf, and so he's got it going in the right direction, getting some good. He's got a good foundation going. It should be coming out in the next couple months here.
Well, you know, if you need
better
beta testing for that,
Thank
let
you.
us know.
Also, and I would love if you ever make more of those shirts. I want one of those shirts, John. I love
One
that.
of these?
I love that icon. Yes, I love
Yeah,
that.
I will send you one. This is the icon for the app, and it's actually going to be the new
awesome.
logo on the site once the app launches. So.
Very cool.
Bet.
Well, guys, this was a ton of fun. Thank you both for being able to be available at the same time, not in the same location. You guys are always together, I feel like, but now you guys are separated a little bit. And actually, where are you guys? I don't even know where you guys are.
I am in Westlake Village, California, which is kind of near Thousand Oaks. It's right there on the border of LA County and Ventura County. It's actually really close to Sherwood, but the area I live in is nowhere near the Sherwood status. I do not live in Sherwood. So.
Yeah, and I'm in Chino, California, so we're about a little bit over an hour apart from each other, so we don't really get together too much, but every so often, once a month or so.
Meet in the middle, drive 30 minutes, and play golf.
Yeah, we've done that. We have, and we will again, I'm sure.
One more question before we go. Who, when you do play, and I'm going to let Zeb answer this, who plays better, and how many strokes do you give each other?
Well, since Johnny doesn't keep score, I'm going to say that I beat him every single time we play golf.
I like that.
I would say Zeb pretty much does beat me in golf. I mean, I think he gets more birdies and stuff, but it's all about just having good times as always.
I love it. That's great. Well, thank you guys very much for your time today. I was going to have Les play us a song on his banjo, but he apparently is too embarrassed to do that anymore, and he said that he didn't want to take that responsibility. So no more banjo picking from our Les Bailey. No big deal.
I need a couple of Bud Lights before I do that.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You guys have a good afternoon, and as Jesus Martinez stole from a very famous movie, make more birdies.